doing email marketing today consistently. Okay, amazing. So everybody here is super interested. I am personally excited about using email marketing. And I was just talking to the speaker next, and she's going to do an amazing stuff, sharing the 6 hacks that she has implemented to get her clients' revenue to the next level. So who wants to hear about that? Yeah? Okay. Let's give Melanie Balke a warm welcome to the stage, please. Melanie, we're here for you. You can come on out. Big applause, guys. Let's get her in.
This is pretty cool. I never had a walk-in song before. Welcome, everyone, to the 6 email marketing hacks that drive immediate results. My name is Melanie Balke. I want to chat to you guys a little bit about who I am, why you should potentially listen to me. Then we'll dive into the 6 email marketing hacks, if we have enough time, because I packed this presentation full of good stuff. I'll give you guys some bonuses, and we'll leave some time for questions at the end. So who am I? My name is Melanie Balke. I'm the founder and CEO of the Email Marketers. We're an email marketing agency specialized in e-commerce, but we do about 20% non-e-commerce as well. Our purpose is to drive growth in revenue, but also build long-lasting customer relationships for our clients via email marketing. If throughout this presentation you go, wow, Melanie was so funny and cool, and I really want to be her friend, but I don't want to talk about email, come talk to me about pasta. Come talk to me about surfing. Come talk to me about how Germans have the best humor and it's one of the biggest misconceptions. Or come talk to me about email. I also have a little bit of experience just in general in the e-com world. Before I started the Email Marketers, I was part of one of LA's fastest growing agencies as a department head. Before that, I was part of Apartment 2B, which we always say, if not the first, was one of the first e-commerce companies to sell made-to-order sofas online and help them build their marketing department to acquisition. So we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. But today, we're talking about email. And I'm assuming, since you are here, you know that email is important. There's many points on this slide, but I want to touch on only 3 around why I think email is more important now than ever before. Number 1, email has a ton of users. So the favorite stat that I have is we have over 1 billion monthly active users on Gmail that spend 6 hours in their inboxes per day. The daily Facebook user only spends 41 minutes on Facebook. So let's see by a show of hands, how many people go into their email account every day? Great. How many people go into their Facebook account every day? Oh, much thinner. So email is cool because a lot of people use it. Email is also really cool because it's fairly inexpensive. So with iOS 14, we've really seen customer acquisition costs increase for most brands. With email, you can actually bring that down and make your business more profitable. We know that customer acquisition costs, customer lifetime value, and customer retention rate are 3 favorite metrics if you're ever going to try to sell your business. Those are 3 metrics people will be looking at. Email drives exactly those 3 metrics. The last thing I want to mention is that people often misunderstand email. They think email is cool, it's driving all this revenue, I love it. But email is more than that. Email is your best opportunity to build a long-lasting, deep relationship with your customer. You know what will have a customer stick with you in times of recession? A deep relationship. That's why email really matters. So if iOS 14 or iOS 15 or just the recession has you looking something like this, I hope to inspire you with today's email hacks to not only love email marketing, but also see how you can figure out these things for yourself and make them work for your business to overcome these challenges that we are facing. By the way, a lot of these slides are examples from e-commerce companies, but trust me, they will work for whatever business you have in some form or shape. So use this to be inspired and think about how you can take it home. My first email hack is super boring. But we often talk about email, and we never talk about how do people even get on the email lists. A lot of people love buying their lists, which looks something like this. They buy a beautiful list, they come to us, they say, please work with us, we have this amazing list. And we send an email and they get 0 leads. The most potent form of increasing your email subscriber list is on your website. You're going to get the highest quality subscribers there. Yet, out of 19, if we have like 20 clients, 19 of those will have paid no attention to their pop-up. We get pretty obsessive with this. We A/B test pop-ups like crazy. Now, this is nothing new. I could guarantee every single person here has heard this before. A/B test your pop-up, blah, blah, blah. But most people haven't really thought about what the results are, and most people don't do it on top of that, which I see every day. So I'll give you an example of what A/B testing pop-ups can do. So this was a super, super small brand we worked with, founder-led, and we came in, we felt like the pop-up wasn't really performing, so they had an exit intent running for 10% off. They got about 1.6% conversion rate on that, 28% orders. It wasn't quite performing the way we wanted to. And so we went and we tested creative, we tested copy, we tested the offer. And once we tested the offer and we actually offered $10 off versus 10% off, the 1.6% conversion rate went to 8.7%. And the placed order rate went from 26% to 47-something%. Now that is pretty cool, right? But it gets even better when you think about the fact that this brand had an average order value above $100. They were actually at $120. So what does that mean? That means a small A/B test and pop-up created 5.4x lift in conversions and created $2.20 of savings per order. What did this mean for this really small brand? For this really small brand, it meant 8,520 additional subscribers and $7,920 of savings per year. If you're a big brand, whatever, that's chunk change, but if you're somewhere around the $74,000 site visitor mark, that's 63,000 additional subscribers and $58,000 in savings per year. Please keep in mind, these 63,000 subscribers are high-intent subscribers. These are not people you purchased from a list somewhere that never had the intention of hearing anything about your brand. These are people who came to your website and said, this is interesting, I want to know more. So, mentioning this because you've heard it before, you've thought about it before, maybe you haven't done it before, and hopefully this incentivizes you to think about your email channel at the very beginning, which is how do people even get on my list? If you look at the big brands, they have these already baked in. This is an 8 sleep. If you don't have an 8 sleep, I love them. Super expensive though. What do they have? They have a dollar percentage offer. Why? Well, there's a psychological effect behind this. There was a study done that found that if you give people, for example, $20 off instead of 10% off for a $200 item, same amount, right? 10% of $200 is $20. They perceive the $20 to be higher than the 10%. This is because, as humans, we try to reduce our cognitive load, which means our brain is lazy. Our brain does not want to do work. So we see 20 and we go, that's higher than 10, because we don't actually do the math. So if you have an average order value above $100, always use the absolute number and not the percentage number. I want to give a little side note because a lot of people love to use free shipping on their pop-up, and this is honestly just a personal vendetta of mine. If you're not using free shipping, I beg of you to please do. There's 1,000 studies on why you should do, but I want to tell you a really fun one and the psychological effect behind this fun one. It's called the zero pricing effect. So 2 guys did a study and they gave people the option to get Lindt candy for 15 cents or a Hershey's Kiss for 1 cent. In this case, 73% chose the Lindt candy, higher perceived value of the chocolate, tastes better, whatever, their marketing works. But when they switched it and they said, you know what, now the Lindt candy is going to be 14 cents, but the Hershey Kiss is going to be free. It's going to be $0. 69% chose the Hershey Kiss. This is called the zero pricing effect. The price difference is still the same, right? There was a 14-cent difference in the first option. There's still a 14-cent difference in the second option. But we tend to choose the thing that's free. That's why Amazon built their empire on free 2-day shipping. This is the second most cited reason that people become Prime members. They said that it can actually improve your average order value by as much as 90%. So if you're not offering free shipping, I beg of you, it's a personal thing of mine. I had to mention it. Please offer free shipping. It's very effective. Okay, the second email hack. So this is one of my favorites because I came up with it. We had a problem. We found that, after abandoned cart email 2, we see people drop. Like, we see the conversion rate drop significantly. We're going from 6.3% to 1.6%. And we realized that we've now trained consumers to expect discounts in these abandoned cart flows. So they know how to get them, they know how to get there, they know what to expect, urgency, scarcity, all that doesn't work anymore because they know they're in an abandoned cart flow. So we said, okay, let's trick people. And we decided to add one email at the end of the abandoned cart flow with a long time delay that looks nothing like an abandoned cart email. So we did an abandoned cart flash sale email. So this was, again, a super small brand we tested this out with. They're usually a little bit easier to test things out with. And we went from a 1.6 placed order rate to a 3.4% placed order rate. And it had a 2.1x increase. And just to give you an example, let's say you have 10,000 abandoned carts with a $60 average order value and a 3.4% placed order rate. That's $20,400 in free revenue because you added one email and you decided to make it look not like an abandoned cart email. So let me ask you guys, is this an abandoned cart flow email or is this a real flash sale email? And what do you think would create more urgency for you if you saw, hey, you left your cart behind, come back and get it for 20% off, or flash sale, 20% off today only? We've trained people to know how our e-commerce works. They know how marketing works, so we have to get more creative, and we decided to do that with the flash sale. Why does this work? It's all based on scarcity, so FOMO, essentially, and it's real FOMO. It's not real FOMO in the abandoned cart flow because they know it's not real FOMO, they know how to get it, it's not scarce. They know exactly how they can get that discount. With the flash sale, they don't. Apple built a $2 trillion company based on FOMO. To give you an example, when they launched one of the iPhones, what they do, first they build the hype, and then someone at Apple leaks to the press that they feel like they will probably sell out of the first models, and then there will be a waiting time. And what happens? People feel like it is difficult to obtain the new iPhone. Scarcity. It's cool to have the newest iPhone now because not everyone can have it. And then people just camp outside of the Apple store to get a phone. And on top of that, they're paying about 4x what they would pay for any other phone. That's the power of scarcity done right. Also, if you look at this example, actually, I have a better slide here. NFTs, scarcity, limited editions, scarcity, countdown timers, get this offer right now. That's all based on scarcity. So how can you use that in your emails in a way that people don't anticipate? Email hack 3. This one is called the quiz email. So this email works for the same reason that BuzzFeed exists. People always want to know about themselves. I'll tell you a little bit more about why, but essentially it's just we don't know who we are, and we're consistently on a journey to figure out who we are as humans, and that's why we need to know what pizza topping we are. That's why we need to know where we should move based on the flavor of milkshake that we enjoy. And you can use that to your advantage as well. In fact, this works especially well if you have a lot of SKUs in your store, or if customers, for whatever reason, have difficulty deciding which product is right for them. So we love to put together these quiz emails. So in this example, the example one is Zen and the Art of Quiz Scent Matching, where basically they say, tell us your favorite drink and we'll tell you which of our scents you should buy. In this example, actually, it's like in the magazines, you have to kind of add up the numbers at the end, and then they tell you which scent you should buy. We love to do this interactively. You can do this, for example, if you run on Klaviyo, they can actually click on the thing, their customer profile will get tagged with whatever they chose, and they get redirected to the product page. Or with AMP, which is a really cool new technology, you can actually have the quiz be inside of the email, and they never have to leave the email. So how do we use this? We use this, one, for an olive oil brand. I don't know if you guys have ever read the description of what olive oil is supposed to taste like hints of green apple and leafy greens. I've never tasted that in olive oil. So people are usually very confused. Which variety do I buy? And we said, well, click on your favorite midnight snack and we'll tell you which variety is right for you. And we gave them like popcorn and chips, and some guy who knows olive oil felt like that made sense, and we did it, and people clicked, and we created a ton of engagement on that email. We also did this for a brand that sells tooth fairy kits, and we found customers were really confused, like, which kit do I buy my child, the adventure kit or the reader kit? And we set up an email and walked them through it. Again, it reduces cognitive load, by the way. It works for that same reason. Another reason this email is really cool, though, is because it creates engagement. So after iOS 15, as you may know, we can't really read accurately who's actually opening our emails or not if they're running on Apple. This is a really great way to incentivize clicks on your emails. If you're ever curious who's just reading my emails, how can you use gamification to get people to engage and click with your emails? I already shared a little bit about this, but the psychological effect is we're all on an everlasting spiritual journey to understand who the hell we are. Okay, email hack number 4. I already said I had a favorite, but this one is really good. So, excuse the designs on these emails. I made these myself in an email editor because I came up with this idea and I just ran with it. We had just finished Black Friday, Cyber Monday for a big brand of ours. They crushed it. The problem? We needed to keep up the momentum. Has anyone here ever experienced a Black Friday, Cyber Monday where then December looks really bleak? Good. This is a really cool way to actually bring people back. So what we did is we did 12 days of Christmas. You could do 12 days of spring, you could do 12 days of summer, you could do the 12 days of our anniversary, you could do the 3 days of our anniversary. You can really come up with whatever you want. But the purpose is to send your customers a different deal on a different product every day. Why does this work? Again, scarcity, FOMO, variable rewards. We'll talk about that one a little bit later. So what we did for 12 days, we would send our customers a different type of meat product. This was a meat brand with a different type of discount. So it could have been day 4, you're getting steak for 15% off. Day 5, you're getting chicken for 20% off. Day 6, you're getting ham for 5% off. So the offer was always different and the product was always different. And what was really cool is that in 12 days, we made $45,150. That it was 64% of their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales in just 12 days. Right after people had already gone ham, no pun intended, buying a bunch of product during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So we felt that this was pretty successful. There's a lot of cool other ways you could do this. If you don't have multiple products, you could give variable rewards around the discounts. So in this really cool example, these guys are saying, hey, come to our website, put in the code TREAT, and see what percentage you're going to get off. Now, for me, I'm the type of person, even if I have no intent to purchase, I must know what my discount will be. And if my discount is 30%, then I will feel very lucky thinking that I have just won something and I will consider purchasing. That's why people love slot machines. That is actually why people love slot machines. So it's the variable reward. We as humans love variable rewards, or kind of weird. If we get a steady reward, it seems boring to us. We need the variable reward. It's probably why there's so many toxic relationships, honestly. The cool study behind this is actually around rats. So they put rats in boxes, and these rats could push levers. And they found that the rats who are most excited are the rats who, if they push a lever, sometimes get a reward, but sometimes don't. And they're far more excited and active than the rats who either consistently don't get a reward or consistently get a reward. So we're very excited about variable rewards. Again, slot machines are the perfect example. Spin to win pop-ups, if you see those and you wonder why do those convert so well, exact same reason. On the spin to win pop-ups, though, I will say one word. Usually the quality of subscriber you get is also a lot lower because, again, you're just appealing to the rat brain in us humans, and they might not be as interested in actually getting your emails. Okay, email hack number 5. How many times have you looked at your email list and felt very sad about all these people who seem to be unengaged, not care about you anymore, forgotten that you exist? Well, we get that a lot, and so we tested something we call the re-engagement giveaway. Of course, you run people through a win-back flow. Hey, are we breaking up? Is this the last email you'll ever receive from us? We're going to unsubscribe you if you don't answer. And that may have not worked, but what always works is free stuff. People love free stuff. And so we said, hey, let's test out and see how many of these people are really just ignoring us. Like, right, they're seeing the goodbye email and they're just saying, nah, whatever. And how many of these people are actually not seeing our emails anymore because they stopped using the email account or whatever. And so we said, okay, let's try it with free stuff. And we sent a giveaway email to this list of unengaged people, and we got some pretty cool results. Again, we tried it with a smaller brand, 5,075 inactive subscribers. 1,413 of those we re-engaged with this email. That's 28%. 28% of people who have already gone through a 4-email flow telling them we're going to unsubscribe you, please come back, did we do something wrong, come on, open our emails, decided to open and click on an email when we offered free stuff. So now we had a much better sense for who was actually unengaged because they stopped using the email account and who was unengaged because we were sending them stuff that they did not care about. So that gave us a ton of data to then figure out what do we do with them next. So if you have a lot of unengaged people, offer them some free stuff. The last hack I have for you guys is, we're going to do questions with you. The last hack I have for you guys is actually not something I came up with, but it is so good, and it is so easy, and there's so much free money in it. It's the unsubscribe page discount. So just because people unsubscribe from your emails doesn't necessarily mean they're not interested in your product. It just means they don't want to receive your emails. So what we started doing is we started putting a discount on the unsubscribe page. Wait, you've unsubscribed, that's cool, but as a goodbye gift here, take 15% off, take 20% off. And what happens, because people only unsubscribe from your list once, is they feel like this is a really unique offer they normally wouldn't get. And so they take it. I actually don't have any stats for you guys on this one, but I can tell you that you're basically just making free money. It'll take you about 15 minutes tops to put that in there. The discount can be very similar to whatever you're offering in big sales, and it converts like crazy, really like crazy. It's literally just free money coming into your pocket. So highly recommend going home and implementing this one as one of the first things you do. Okay, so I have 20 more minutes, and I do have a couple of bonuses for you guys. My favorite bonus is the post-purchase flow. So oftentimes when we think about email, we go, well, how do I get these people to convert for the first time? And that's where you're losing about 80% of the power of email. Because email is actually a lot like dating. So seeing a profile on a dating app is a lot like seeing an ad. Swiping right on that profile is a lot like saying, I want to know more, I'm going to click this ad. Making a conversation on a dating app is a lot like saying, oh, you know what, I'm going to subscribe to email and see what these guys send me. Let's see if I like what they're talking about. The first date is actually the first purchase. So many people think the first purchase is marriage. But the first purchase is actually your first date. It's your opportunity to give someone who just trusted a stranger on the internet a great experience and incentivize them to come back and purchase again. So we love to go really ham on our post-purchase flow because just like with a first date, we want to make the best impression possible. The order confirmation email. This is something that's usually set up standard, and most of the time it's pretty boring. It doesn't have to be boring though, because if you're meeting someone on a first date, you would want to be excited, you would want to look good, you would want to give clear details where you're meeting, what's going to happen. You kind of want to make sure they don't think you're a serial killer. It's pretty much the same when someone orders from you on the internet. So use the first order confirmation email, not just to say, hey, thank you for ordering, here's your details, but reaffirm the choice they just made. The choice was, I just gave a stranger on the internet my money. That creates a lot of anxiety. We don't consciously feel that. That happens in our brains. So use this first email to delight your customers. It's actually really interesting. We remember the starting and the end point of things more than we remember anything in the middle. So if you want to give customers a great relationship, make sure that the starting and the end point are really, really strong because those are the things they'll remember the most. So delight them with your order confirmation. Make them feel like they're now part of a community. Make them feel like you're super excited to have them and reaffirm that they just made the right decision to buy from you and not your competitor. The shipping and delivery notification, also very often standardized, templatized. Why is this one so important? Well, someone just ordered something from you. Have you ever ordered something off of the internet and then have not heard anything for weeks and suddenly the anxiety creeps up on you and you're like, what happened to that order? I have. I order a lot from the internet. And what happens is your brain gets triggered in this uncertainty moment. So you're not sure what's happening. And there's one thing your brain hates, and that's uncertainty. So use these shipping and delivery notifications to reduce uncertainty. And I'll tell you a little bit more about uncertainty on the next slide. But use it to reduce uncertainty. So tell people where their product is, tell them what's happening, and make it fun. There's no reason to say, oh yeah, we're shipping your product. Make it fun. If it matches your brand, say, hey, our little elves in the shop are getting ready. They're packing your package with love. They're putting the bow tie on it. They're doing a little dance and celebrating. Make it feel special. Make people who read your emails go, oh man, that was a cute email. I love that. Make them feel some type of emotion so that they go, I already love this brand and I haven't even gotten the product. Now, why is uncertainty so important? So I'll tell you two really cool stories about the human brain and uncertainty. There was a problem at some train station somewhere, and people were really complaining about the late train arrival times. It was probably Italy or Spain. People were complaining these trains are arriving super late, and the people running the train station had no idea, well, this is a pretty big problem to fix. I'd have to go and fix like every other train station in the world to fix these arrival times. So they decided, what if we just fix the uncertainty problem? So the trains are still going to arrive late, but we're just going to put a display up there, and the display is going to say when the train's arriving. So that people, when they get there and the train's not there at 5:45, they can look at the display and go, oh, but it's going to be here at 5:50. And satisfaction scores went through the roof because the problem wasn't actually waiting for the train. The problem was not knowing when the train would arrive. Another great example is about an airport. So people were complaining, man, it takes forever to get our luggage. This is terrible. What kind of airport is this? And the guys running the airport were like, well, this is a pretty big problem to solve. We're going to have to change our entire operations. What if we just do this? What if we just route them through a longer road so by the time they get to the baggage claim, their luggage will already be there? Satisfaction scores through the roof. Because the problem was not actually that their luggage was taking 45 minutes since embarking the plane to arrive. The problem was that they didn't know when their luggage would arrive while they were waiting there. So when they arrive and their luggage is already there, there's no uncertainty, and satisfaction scores went through the roof. Okay, two more things. The order confirmation email. So this is the order confirmation for second plus purchases. If you had a retail store and someone has purchased from you 4 times, 5 times, would you treat that person the same way as someone who just purchased from you the first time? Probably not. You would say, hey, Sally, how are the kids? Yes, I have a new product for you, blah, 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 blah. So why are you doing it on email? Make your VIPs feel special. Make the people that keep coming back to you feel like they are the thing that you wake up for every morning and work hard for. Because that's what will keep them coming back. Treat them like the VIPs they are. So customize your second order confirmation. Make a third one, make a fourth one, depending on how often people have bought from you and what they've bought. Make them feel special. The anniversary and birthday email is the same thing, super easy to do. Why does it work? Because people want to know that you know them. It's the effect of personalization. We naturally prefer more personalized experiences. In fact, that is why if you get someone a gift, sometimes you get this reaction. You know, the internet said it's an appropriate gift. And sometimes you get that crying reaction because in the one example, you just went and you looked up what the internet said was an appropriate gift. And in the other example, you thought about what is this person like? What am I going to get them? The same thing happens via emails when you personalize them more. The same reaction happens. Okay, allow people to find their tribe. This is a huge one. People want to be part of a community more than they just want to buy your product, right? Being an Apple user makes you part of the Apple community. It says something about who you are. Driving a Porsche says something about who you are. It makes you part of the Porsche community. So if you're selling to them and you're making them part of the community, you should emphasize that they are now part of the community. Tell them what community they are a part of. The effect here, it's just called the bandwagon effect. People love being parts of communities. They love doing what other people are doing. That's why we have social proof that works. That's why McDonald's used to have over so and so many million burgers sold. We find comfort knowing that other people are doing it, and we find comfort in being part of a community. It's probably a very, tribal time type of thing where it ensures our survival. Okay, I'm so happy we're getting through the bonuses, and we're about to get to the questions, and I have just one last bonus for you, which is SMS. So if you are going to go home and take one thing away, then I want you to take this away. Start on SMS and start now. Because SMS is going to be huge, and this is probably the last couple of months we're living in a time where there's no SMS regulation. In fact, it's already starting. If you guys have gotten more spam SMS, trust me, you're gonna have a promotions tab for SMS in your phone very soon. So make use of these last months of wild, wild west that you have in the SMS world. Because 90% open rates on SMS are pretty convincing. People are 45% more likely to respond via SMS. It's a fantastic way to actually create a two-way conversation with your customers and learn about them and make them, again, feel like they're part of a community where their voice is heard. And the biggest one, if you're targeting Gen Z hates email. It's ridiculous. Google it. There's a ton on it. Gen Z absolutely hates email. If you have Gen Z kids, ask them how often they use email. Gen Z does not use email for anything but if they have to. So if you're going to market to them, which you are because they're about to become one of the largest consumer groups, you're going to have to be on SMS. However, I do want to give a word of warning. Most people do SMS very badly. So to the right is an example of Ease. Ease is a cannabis delivery company. They do SMS very badly. In fact, they decided to purchase a lot of SMS lists. And if you now go on the internet and you Google Ease SMS, all that you find on the internet is people who have started a class action lawsuit against Ease for purchasing their phone number and texting them unsolicited. On top of that, for a while, I was an Ease subscriber because I subscribed to everything. And it was really annoying. Every Thursday, I would get the same offer. Granted, good puns. I will say that, good puns. But I would get the same offer every Thursday. Come get $20 off. Come get $20 off. Come get $20 off. Now, if that offer didn't work once, it's probably not going to work the 5th time. And this is a fun community, right? Cannabis, they could do so much fun stuff with text. They could say, Here's a Sunday brownie recipe. Here's a Friday movie choice. They could add value to my life in some other way besides just sending me discounts. And what could have happened? Hey, maybe if they had made me feel like I'm part of a really cool community and like they continuously delivered value to me, then I would have said, you know what, I do want to go and purchase from this company just based on reciprocity because their texts have been so good. But they didn't do that. Who did that though? There's a brand called We're Not Really Strangers. Their whole thing is they're a card game for intimacy. You ask each other all these questions and, build intimacy with friends, family, and partners. And so they have a text list that when you subscribe to it, you get texts like that. So I'll be working, Friday at 9 p.m. and I'll just get a text. Hey, bestie, just wanted to let you know I'm proud of you. And I'm like, who is this? And it turned out to be We're Not Really Strangers. Why is that really cool? Well, number one, the delight part, right? They delighted me. They delivered me something really cool that made me feel emotional. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. There was no offer attached. It was literally just a text saying that. And in fact, they've been doing so well that if you Google We're Not Really Strangers texts, what they're going viral for is how good their text messages are. And their SMS list grew so fast that they actually had to turn it into a whole separate service. Now, if you can buy their product and you can subscribe to their paid SMS list. It's now a whole product for them. So all that to say is if you are sending texts, just like when you're sending email, but even more so, think about how can I add value to my subscriber? How can I make this feel personal? How can what I'm going to send them add to their day instead of make them go, ugh, stupid promotion? Because they will unsubscribe so much faster on text than they will on email. So I think that was all I had for now.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Can we give her a applause? Guys, if you have any questions, we have a mic right here, but I'm happy to run over the place to get anybody to answer. I'm going to run. Okay, we're not getting up. That's fine. I got my tennis shoes, no heels today. I can do it.
Hey, thanks so much. That was really excellent. I have a question regarding the flash sale email. Do you filter people out after they see that one time? Like, you wouldn't want to necessarily send them the same flash sale email twice. They might catch on.
Yep.
That's how you do it. Okay.
Yeah, we actually do a separate abandoned cart flow for people who are going through it for the first time or for going to it the second or third time. With the flash sale email, that is, and we just do a standard abandoned cart for round 2, yeah.
I see you. I thank you for not making me run. I'm going to go over here. Anyone else stand up?
No way.
It's working. Thanks so much. That was awesome. I have a question. If you have any stats on, I know free is so important. So free plus shipping, or book for a price and free shipping. If you know the difference between those, because I do a free plus shipping offer on a book across the board, and moves really nicely. But I've often wondered about switching around and selling the book for $5 or $10, and then the shipping's free. Do you have any insights on that?
So the question is like selling the book for $5, $10 and then free shipping, and the second option is just?
Free book.
Free book?
Just pay for shipping.
Great question. I actually don't have stats on that, to be honest. I would love to give you stats, but I really don't. I would A/B test that though, and send me the stats.
Yeah. It's one of those ones that's working well, so you don't want to mess with it. But I just thought when you from an e-commerce perspective, when you showed that stat, it made me think, oh, maybe I should switch it around. But anyway.
Well, here's the reason I don't have stats for that, because the free book and then pay for shipping is usually used for it's kind of a lead magnet to go into something bigger, right? And the reason we're asking them to pay for shipping is because we want to make sure they're not just trying to get free stuff. Yeah. The free shipping I would really use if you're selling a big product, right? If the product you're selling is that's the actual offer, right? Because this is more of a lead magnet, so it's hard to kind of compare those two, I would say.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Somebody here.
Yes.
Hi, Melanie. Thank you. So this is all awesome. What if you don't want to discount your product? So I sell a $5,600 piece of biohacking equipment. Everybody in the space runs sales all year long. It's Friday, here's the sale. It's Father's Day, it's Mother's Day, it's Valentine's Day, it's Labor Day, it's Memorial Day. I, as an entrepreneur who needs to make margin, they're probably just raising their price 20% and then running all these sales all the time. I would much rather just give them the best price, and here's my best price.
Yeah.
And not run discounts and not tease a customer and then not train my customer to wait for the sale to come. And I think it's also different on a $5,600 purchase versus a $20 or $30 purchase.
Absolutely. I love that, actually, personally. I have the conversation around diluting your brand value a ton with brands. So don't do sales. If you're a no sales brand, don't do sales. But what could you offer? Could it be access to an exclusive VIP community? Could it be, often when we don't want to do percentage sales, maybe it could be a buy one, get one offer around buy one for you and you'll get one for your friend around a different type. But I would think about what can you offer if it's not sales that makes people feel like they want to use this exact opportunity to purchase, whether it's an access to an exclusive community or a one-on-one call with you or someone else in that biohacking space. There's more you can do than just percentage or dollar discounts. You're welcome.
Good.
I'm coming back here.
Hi. Got a question about email in iOS, COVID, all of these things have changed. ESPs or the email service providers have changed, right? So it's not so easy to look at opens anymore. Are you using different tactics or strategies? Or are you just basically looking at clicks? What kind of metrics are you looking at to gauge your email performance? And what, if anything, are you doing about iOS, COVID, email service providers?
Great question. So we do a combination. We still use opens as kind of a lead indicator. So we're like, oh, on the past emails, opens were 60%. Now they're 40%. We just use it as an indicator, right? We segment out iOS users and send to them separately to have an understanding of how do the iOS users affect the open rate compared to the rest of our email list. And we build our engaged segments based on different metrics now. So it's not just who is opened, but it's who has clicked the email, who has just subscribed to the email list recently, who has just placed an order recently, who was on the website recently. So it's more around those metrics.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. About the fifth hack, is there a specific flow or type of content that you deliver to the people that engage with the giveaway? Because there are people that were not really interested in the content you've given them for months or whatever time period. So what happens after they re-engage with you through that giveaway?
Yeah, great question. Well, the first thing is we have to deliver on the giveaway, so we keep them updated on the giveaway and on the giveaway results and use the engagement metrics from those kind of emails also as an indicator of, okay, that was the first giveaway email, but how are the remainders performing? And then we try different angles. So we go, well, whatever emails we've sent so far hasn't worked on this audience. Why don't we switch it up and send something completely different? So if it was a brand that sent a lot of offers and promotions, we do really long form content that's really high value and see if that works. If it's a brand that's sending really high long form content, we do really short form bits and pieces to see if that works. We also love sending those people to a preference center if we can, just to get a better idea of like, what do they want to get from emails so that we can keep them engaged.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Over here.
I have a question about the unsubscribe offer. I've never seen that feature available on any software or platform I've used. How do you do that exactly?
So what platform are you using?
I use Aweber for email.
Okay. You should have the option, where you can change the copy of your unsubscribe page. Do you have that on Aweber?
I'm not sure. I've never looked into like the unsubscribe process of like how that goes for our users. Yeah.
So look into the unsubscribe process because usually you can change the text and the copy and we just throw a discount code in there. Worst case scenario, you might have to HTML, CSS code it, but even that's fairly simple. You could probably teach yourself how to code just that little unsubscribe page.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
By the way, guys, we have about 2 minutes left, and I think you brought a surprise for some people, so I want to make sure that we
I totally
the
forgot
chance.
about that. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that, and you guys are so lucky because you stayed through the questions. So we bought or brought you guys something that you can find under your chair if you are curious if you've won, I would check underneath because there should be something taped down there.
And there's some empty spaces too,
And
so you might have to.
Yes, you might want to check your neighbors, someone who may have not stayed for
Check
the
your
questions.
rows because there's something in there.
Because 3 of you lucky guys will win 1 free month with us, which is
It's worth you looking for it. There you go, one person who's got
You
the
just
rest.
found $4,000.
Yay!
Yeah, I know. I like to think of myself of the Willy Wonka.
So we
of
got
email.
one here. Who has the other 2?
Yay!
Yay!
One more. We got all 3.
You got 3? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Okay,
Perfect.
awesome. Yay. Thank you, Melanie.
I think we only have 3, 4. 3 or 4. I don't know. Honestly, guys, I didn't plan this one.
Oh, you got 6? You got 6. Okay, keep searching for it.
Oh, okay. 6 in total. Well, you guys keep searching.
Okay,
Oh, perfect.
perfect.
Man, we're giving away a lot of free stuff.
Well, thank you guys. Can we give her a warm applause? And thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.